Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? It's me, 40 Acres and me, coming back at you once again. Now, I wanted to go ahead. I got a request to do a video. I got a request to do a video on my Catfish rig and setup. So here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and basically break everything down to you that I know that I could possibly break down to you. All right, so here, right here, as you can see, it's a catfish pole. There's a picture of a flathead on there, flathead catfish. But basically I got this big open face reel right here. Large, very large open face reel. It doesn't matter what kind of open face reel you get. The one that I got is got the gear ratio on there, and let me see, Okuma. All right, and then get a little bit more information on there, you know what I mean? But basically, it's a nice big open face reel that can hold a lot of line. And the type of line that I use right here, you can really see that it's pretty thick. But this right here is called Berkeley Big Game 40-pound test monofilament line right here. All right. If you want to catch them big catfish, that's what you're going to have to use. You're going to have to use that, because if you don't, you're going to end up losing your line, losing your whole setup. It's the name of the pole. It's a 9-stick American Spirit. Right here, graphite composite. It's an 8-foot pole, y'all. It's an 8-foot pole. Medium to heavy duty. See that medium to heavy duty right there. All right. So now I'll take you up the pole, and it's a nice sturdy pole. It's got a nice backbone to it. You're gonna need a pole like that. You're gonna need a pole like that. For the simple fact of the matter is that you're messing around with pretty strong fish. Pretty strong fish. So as I stated, it's an 8-foot pole. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut the video right here. Y'all stay tuned for the rest. Okay, y'all, so for the sake of purposes, I went on ahead and I kept one knot on for the sake of time, y'all. But basically, coming from the line, and I'm gonna show y'all this in a second. I don't know. Okay, so you got your line right here, right? Coming from your fishing pole. I'm gonna go ahead. You got the line coming from your fishing pole. And what we want to do is you go ahead and you tie a fisherman's knot onto a 3-way rig, a 3-way swivel right here. You see that? 3-way swivel. Now, I got some 3-way swivels right here, made by Eagle Claw. 3-way swivels made by Eagle Claw. Now, this setup right here that I'm about to show you is a setup specifically for river fishing. When you fishing in a river, you know, that's got some current or whatnot. In my opinion, river fishing is the best fishing. Has the best fishing for catfish. You know, so I love fishing rivers. If y'all want to know where I fish at, I fish up here in Wisconsin. So I'm basically everywhere. I go to Oshkosh, fish the Fox River up there. I go to Fort Atkinson, fish the Rock River out there, or I go to Jefferson and fish the Rock River out there. So basically, this line right here, I know you can't really see it. I mean, it's really toe up. I've been had this for a while, but this right here is called Berkley Big Game line, and this right here is 30-pound test line. You're gonna need you some strong line because these are some strong fish that you're gonna be dealing with out there. So you want to go ahead and you want to get about, I want to say, this is about, let's see, foot. This is about a foot and a half. This is about a foot and a half of line right here that I just pulled out, and I'm about to, you know, go ahead and cut it. I use these to cut my line. It just makes a nice clean cut. If you go catfishing, then you know about these pliers. You're gonna need them. Okay, so got the line right there, and you're gonna see, you know, it'll curl up like that, but eventually it'll straighten back out once you hook everything back up. All right, so we want to go ahead. Me, I like to go on ahead and just put this back together and then put it back in my tackle box, you know, just so it don't get all tangled, you know. So there you got it. Boom. Put it right back in my tackle box. All right, so what we're gonna have to do today is this right here. I don't know if you can see it on there, but there is a 3 on there. There's a number 3 on this weight right here. And that means that this is a 3-ounce, as you can see, pyramid sinker. 3-ounce pyramid sinker. Now I like to use 3-ounce, 4-ounce, all the way up to 5-ounce, depending on how strong the current is. All right. Now this right here, we're gonna tie right through the loop. And with these right here, you don't have to make an extremely hard gripping knot on these. The reason being is that you might run into snags or whatnot, and the weight, this actual weight right here, is something that you want to be able to lose if need be. You don't want to have to lose your whole setup or whatnot. So what I do is, so I got the string through, I turn it about 1 or 2 times. 1, 2. And go ahead, take this string right here, put it through that loop. Put it through that loop at the bottom, y'all. So you got something like this. Go ahead and just tighten it up just like that. All right. Go ahead and get your pliers. Get your pliers and go ahead, just, you know, cut that in right there. Cut that in. Okay, then we're gonna take, so you got the weight right there. We're gonna take this other end of the string that you got your weight to, and we're gonna tie it to the 3-way swivel. Okay, we want to go ahead, tie it right down here at this bottom one. Now you can gauge this yourself, you know, however you want to gauge it. And when I say gauge, I mean how much feet of line you have between your barrel swivel and your pyramid sinker. Okay, me, I like to dive a little deep. Okay, so I like to have from my barrel swivel, which is right here that I'm holding in my hand, to the actual weight is about 1.5 feet. It's about 1.5 feet right there. Okay. So with this knot, we want to make this knot a little bit tighter, all right? So what we're going to do is we got the string like this. Okay. Actually, okay, like that. And we're going to wrap this string around about 3 times. That's 1, 2, and 3. And everybody's got their own knots that they like to use. You know, some people got better knots, you know, or what have you, but this is the knot that I use right here. So you put it through the loop. See, this is the barrel swivel right here that I'm holding, and by the barrel swivel there's that little loop. You want to put that through that loop and then wrap it around this larger loop that you made by doing that. Okay, then you want to go ahead and tighten it up. As you can see on there, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. And you don't have to tie 3, 4, 5 times. That'll do you just right. You want to clip that right there, right on the edge. So it looks like that, y'all. Right? Trying to get it to focus as best as I can. Okay. Go ahead and put that string away. Now, as I stated before, just to speed things up, I did the same thing to this knot right here. Okay, so this line right here is the line going straight to the pole. Right? Going straight to the pole. Boom. Then underneath on this second swivel, down here is the line going straight to the weight. Now, as I stated earlier, I tied this earlier. I just wanted to make this video a little shorter, but I did that same knot tie. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you the type of hook that I use. This type of hook. This right here, this type of hook right here is called a circle hook. Okay? You see how it kind of just comes around and it curves back like that? That's called a circle hook right there. Alright? When you're catfishing, you don't never want to use a J hook. A J hook, they'll swallow it. They can bend it. It's just so many different things that they'll do to it that you'll end up with problems later on. This hook right here always hooks them in the corner of the mouth. Always. They ain't never gonna swallow this hook right here. So I go ahead, I take that line coming from the barrel swivel, all right, coming straight across, and I go ahead and I do a little something like this. Now this is just the way that I do it. All right, it may be a better way to do it, but this is the way I do it. Okay, so as I stated before with the weight, you want to gauge this correctly. So from your swivel right here, your barrel swivel, all the way to your hook, you want to gauge that distance as best as you can. You don't want it too long, you don't want it too short. But the way I usually gauge it is it's usually just a little bit longer than the line going to the weight, to the pyramid sinker. All right, just a little bit longer, y'all. Not too much longer, but just a little bit longer. So what we're gonna do with this is we gonna just go ahead. So basically what I did was I put the string straight through, all right, and I usually hold this part, hold that part, and just come around maybe about 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. So what you're gonna be left with is this, something that looks like this, okay? All right, and what you want to do is you want to take that same string, the end of that string, and put it through that loop. Put it through the loop, okay? So I'm trying to get this to focus the best that I can, y'all, but basically you see coming up, and you want to pull that string out and push the string back through that that loop head, all right, and just go ahead and tighten it. All right, there you go. And this is quite tight. So what we have here is we have here a 3-way. So basically, go ahead, I'm gonna all right, so you got the line, right here that's going to your fishing pole. Then you got the line coming down here that's going to your weight. Then you got the line right here that's going to your hook, okay? So virtually how this works is when you go ahead, you put your bait on and you cast this out, this pyramid sinker right here is gonna fall to the bottom, like bloop, fall to the bottom. It's gonna catch on to something and it's gonna sit there, all right? So and up here, your bait is just gonna be flowing in the current right above the bottom. So the weight is on the bottom holding it up, holding it down, but this right here is right above the bottom. It makes it easier for a fish to find your bait. It makes it easier for them to smell it, and it makes it easier for them to see it too. That's how I'll be catching. That's how I'll be catching all those fish. You know, and after this, I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the fish that I've caught, and basically, just, you know, you can go ahead and try it out. Leave a comment and let me know how it works for you. This setup right here that I got right here, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't hella expensive, but it wasn't cheap. All right, but at the same time, it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth the buy because I can bring home food to my family. All right, and it's a lot less than going to any store to go and pay for this fish, because at the store it's pretty expensive. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Oh, and another thing, these right here, this is what I use when I'm fishing. I'm set up the pole and everything. Once I got the pole set up and the bait is in the water, I go ahead and I put one of these right on, just like that. Now, when a fish is messing with it, you gonna know. You gonna know. But you know, if you practice this, eventually you'll catch on, and it'll be a lot more clear to you. But this is the way that I do it. This is the way I do it. A lot of other guys, they do it differently, but this is the way I do it. All right. So y'all hold on. I'm finna show y'all the type of bait that I use. All right, y'all. I want to go ahead and show you the type of bait that I use. And you don't have to use the bait that I use. You know, you can use chicken liver. Some people use chicken liver. I don't use chicken liver. This right here, I know y'all can't really see it like that, but this is one big head right here. I got 3. You know, I went crappie fishing last year, and I cut off the heads, and I'm gonna be using these as bait. I can catch big flat heads with this. I'm gonna be using this as bait. But those are crappie heads. So just cut the head off, put it on the hook. Boom. These right here. For those of you that may not know what this is right here, this right here is sucker minnows. This is what we call sucker minnows. And you can go to any bait shop that has live bait. And you can get these sucker minnows. These minnows is from last year. But as you can see, I vacuum sealed this bag. And I mean, the smell of this is so fresh. I can smell it coming from the bag. And it being in the freezer, but that's how fresh this is right here. It doesn't stink. It's extremely fresh. When you vacuum seal this, you can keep it in your freezer for years and later on open it up and use it for bait. But like I said, it's been in my freezer for over a year and I will be using it. I have other packs like this, but usually when I go out, I just take one pack like this, okay? And last but not least, you know, I want to show you this right here. This is what you can do. This is what you can get. Yeah. Now these are not steaks. Sometimes I like steak and catfish. Really, I prefer filleting catfish. I prefer filleting catfish. So this is it right here. This right here is about 5 pounds of catfish right here. This is one fish. This right here, all of this is one fish. You know how much this would cost you at the store? You probably be paying upwards of $50 to probably $60 for this right here. This is all boneless. I filleted it myself. This is what I do. My family, we eat and we eat good. So if you want to go ahead and you want to get on some fishing, a fishing tip, you know what I mean? You know, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And you know, I don't have no problem, you know, going through it with you and you know, showing you exactly how you can put food on your table, you know, the same way that I do, you know. And as I stated before, this is the way that I do it. A lot of other people on YouTube, they have their ways of doing it. This is how I do it. So y'all go ahead, enjoy y'all day. And as I stated before, if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and leave me a comment. Leave a question in the comment section and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Y'all stay tuned because I'm gonna post some pictures, y'all. All right, y'all take it easy.